Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Underground Opera Lounge. I'm sitting here with two of the stars of Underground Opera's next West End of Broadway in the Reservoir concert, Timeless. In front of me is the magnificent Miss Ashleigh Denning and the incredible Miss Louise Dorsman, two of our leading ladies and two of the most amazing performers I've seen on stage.
Oh.
Ladies, welcome to the Underground Opera Lounge.
Thank you. Very swanky.
Oh, it's rather plush, blue almost.
It's okay.
We would like to find out a little bit more about you, lovely ladies. So, firstly, can you please tell us when you first started singing, and who or what was it that actually inspired you to take that line?
Shall I go first?
Please,
yes.
yeah.
I would say I started singing when I was about 14, and before that, I'd been really influenced by all of the singers and rockers that my parents listened to. So, Billy Thorpe, Melissa Etheridge, all of those rockers, and that was when my mum went, "Oh, I think you actually need to have singing lessons." So I'm not saying that, they shred their voices, but I think I was shredding it because I wasn't them. So basically she just went, "Oh, I think you better have some singing lessons." So that's kind of how it started. So the influence of the rockers kind of sent me on a completely different trajectory of singing.
And we can thank your mum for
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. No, she knew that, there was something that I could do with it. And then, from then on there, I kind of worked with a lot of different vocal coaches that said, I think you've got something. And something I had.
And something you have.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. And Ashleigh, yourself?
I started very young, so I was really fortunate to have parents who saw a gift early on and went, "Actually, I think we should, she seems to enjoy this. Maybe we could take her to some singing lessons." And so I was 9 years old when I went I was a baby when I went to my first singing lesson, and I learnt a whole bunch of musical theatre songs, because I think that I don't really know who my main influences were when I was really little. Probably the Wiggles, to be perfectly honest. I always wanted to be one of the Wiggles. But my dad was a concert trumpet player, and my mother was always very dramatic, so in the best way. But I think it just made the right combination for loving musical theatre, particularly.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Okay, now we all know that nobody's perfect, and especially when you're under that spotlight on stage. Now, with an entire audience staring at you, there's no escape when things go wrong, or I'll say perfectly to plan.
Okay.
Now, would you be willing to share with us, or with our audience, your most embarrassing moment on stage, or let's say your least perfect moment on stage?
I have many of those.
There's definitely been some clangers in my time. I would probably say my biggest moment that was quite surprising to me was when I was singing a pretty well-known duet that I have sung millions of times with a duet partner that I've sung with so many times, and we were singing it, and it came to my part, and all of a sudden, although I know this song very, very well, complete garbage came out of my mouth for the first line, and I kind of looked at her and I went, "I've got this, don't worry," as her eyebrows raised at me going, "What are you singing?" And then the next line that came out was also just gobbledygook, and
Just making it up.
I was kind of scrambling going, "Come on, Louise, you know the next line. You're good. That was not it. Throughout the entire duet until, by the end of it, I think like my duet partner, she could not look at me anymore because she just thought, because she was just like, you've gone bananas. And by the end of it, we're kind of walking off the stage still singing, and me being the harmony line, it was just me and no melody because the soprano could no longer sing. She was too busy silently laughing to herself because I had completely botched the entire thing. And to this day, like, I've never done it again. I don't even know what came over me, but that was just one moment where I went, I really hope there are no French speakers in this audience tonight.
And I do believe that was the Lacme duet in Opera in the Caves in Rockhampton. And in what year was that?
Well, funnily enough, my story is far less exciting, but I was basically the person on the other end of that, watching someone else completely, never knew his words, ever, and would look at me, because we were singing the same words, would look at me as if to go, I know what I'm about to sing, I'm going to follow you and figure out what you're singing. And so for 8 shows straight, so it wasn't just one, for 8 shows, I could not look at him and hold a straight face. I laughed every single time. I think it was Les Mis.
Oh, really?
Oh, it was horrendous. So I've had some doozies in my time, but it's always lyrics. It's always lyrics or corpsing on stage, because I just genuinely find people very funny.
Fair enough.
We're a bit strange on stage.
Oh, well, ladies, thank you for sharing just a little bit more about yourselves, and we look forward to seeing you on stage in Brisbane's Underground Opera House for West End of Broadway in the Reservoir, Timeless, starting in, it's less than a couple of weeks, isn't it? August 12th.
Definitely.
Oh, make sure you're there.
Yeah, we'll be there. We hope you will be there.
See
so
you
please
soon.
get your tickets.